Hello everyone, welcome back to the IndieGeekGuy channel. We're back with Black Sails where everything is happening right now. So, Mardy, alive, not dead. John Silver might have some clouded judgment on how to handle this situation. He's seemingly dug up the treasure as a plan B to Flint's get her out of jail plan, or heist, whatever he's got going. They're going to go under the cover of darkness and get her out of there. But John Silver's like, I don't think that's going to work. I'm going to bring this treasure with me just in case. So that's a whole thing. We're heading towards the divide. I know it's going to happen. They're going to hate each other probably by the end of this episode, and I'm about it. We have Agent of Chaos Billy just going, I'm going to team up with Rodgers now, seemingly so, to just get my own back on all these people who betrayed me, even though he betrayed them first. And there's the sliver of hope in me that Billy is long conning this, because I really, really don't want to believe Billy has fallen this far down the hill, but I feel like it's pretty much a foregone conclusion at this point. And then, last but not least, Jack has been assigned an assassination mission for Flint. He has been told, go kill him and then we'll make the deal and we'll reinstate you as rulers of Nassau and all of that. We'll go back to that. And yeah, I don't know if that's going to work in Jack's favor. I see a number of people's heads on the chopping block, as it were. I imagine he's going to try and talk his way through it first, because that's much more Jack's style. I don't know if he's going to go straight in for the kill, but we'll see. I don't know. It could go either way. I'm worried for Jack though. I don't see how that's going to play out well for him. So yeah, lots going on. We're barreling towards the big finale. It's coming up very shortly, and yeah, I'm excited and nervous all at once. So before we jump into the next episode, please remember to hit the thumbs up button if you do enjoy the reaction and the review that happens afterwards. Also consider subscribing so you don't miss any future videos. It helps the channel out and I'll appreciate it a great deal. On top of that, there are social links in the description, mainly the Discord server, so head on over there, join the community there, and talk about Black Sails and all other cool, nerdy, movie-related things and all that good stuff. So if you want to hang out over there, please do consider doing that as well. But yeah, that's it. That's the preamble. Let's jump into this and hope for the best, I suppose. Hello? What was that about? Flint got a secret stash next to that house or something? Okay, well, it looks like he found what he wanted.
It happened with Gates and Flint. It will happen with Flint and Silver.
Yeah, because you're orchestrating it. You're making it happen.
You'll lead them there, and they will follow you.
Call me stupid if I'm being stupid, but I'm guessing that's the treasure island, right?
What if the result of this war isn't beyond the horror? What if it is the horror itself?
I mean, you can't change the world without rocking the boat a little bit. And with rocking the boat comes a lot of angry people.
Cleared away to make room for something else. There most certainly lies a dark moment between here and there. But I cannot believe that that is all there is.
See, he's an optimist. He's an optimist underneath it all.
You think so much of what you and I can accomplish together.
You and her. Cash is critical to our war, but so is she.
I hope you're listening to this, John. I really hope you're paying attention to what he's saying.
The two of you together are the world in balance.
For my money, Flint has always kind of known he has to vanish. He can't be the one to lead it once the war's in progress or once the war is won, whatever, however you want to read into it. But for my money, it's always come across as Flint's like, I'm not the one to rule the world afterwards. It might have started like that, but I think he kind of moved away from that idea.
I know you intend to ransom away that slave woman to Captain Flint and his maroon allies in exchange for the pirates' cache of gems. Your duty is to restore stable profits to Nassau and the men charged to follow you to that end are already questioning their trust in you. If they see skirmishes begin again on this island, and they know that it was because you invited it, then you are going to have a mutiny on your hands, sir.
Yeah. Sucks to be Woods Rodgers right now, huh? So he's claiming he's going to trade Marty for the cash and hope that that will solve the situation, but I don't think that is, because he's obviously talking to Billy to sort of lead them somewhere and use that to his advantage somehow. So there's definitely more happening than what that guy thinks is going on. Alright, John, just play it cool. Keep it cool. We need the head on the shoulders right now. Oh. Look at Billy just standing there, not giving a fuck. Get the sniper. Get the sniper and take Billy out. Take him out right now.
If we bring our guns to bear, you'll think twice about killing him.
Belay that order!
Go get it. Bring it up here right now. Your plan failed. We're moving on to my plan. Do not repeat your order. Do not think about it.
I don't know how to feel about anything that's happening right now. I don't know how to feel.
Get it where they can see it.
I mean, the thing is, I don't know if bearing their cannons would deter him, but the cash definitely would. So... I don't know. I do not know.
Open it.
How's everyone on Silver's ship gonna feel about this?
He's hauling up the anchor. Where the fuck is he going?
Ugh. I don't like the exchange of death stares. But maybe it was the right play. I'm guessing time will tell. Ugh. I just don't know how to feel about what just happened.
The number of times I have followed you blindly. Backed you with the men blindly, put men in the fucking ground. Good men, friends, because you said, I know the way.
It always comes back to this. It always comes back to this.
But do not ask me to choose between a war and a wife. I do not think you're going to like the answer. I do not expect your understanding, but I demand your support as my friend. Do I have it?
Yes.
Okay. We'll see. I mean, John's not wrong. There is give or take with a partnership and a friendship, and he has done a lot for Flint. I don't necessarily agree with Silver either, but I guess we'll just have to see how it plays out.
I'd like to put you in charge of Nassau. But on this particular issue, the world won't much care for what I'd like.
Yeah.
He'd come with money. He'd open doors to new partners. And he'd be most amenable to doing whatever else you told him to do.
You think he would listen to me as a wife?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't think that is quite what Max had in mind.
I am the gate through which your journey becomes something else. I can make the dreams you have built real.
It just costs you something in return.
Tell me you're ready to pay it. And you and I will walk downstairs. I will introduce you to him. Our partnership may move forward fully formed.
You see, Max, this is the exact kind of bullshit that Flint is fighting against. Like, if Flint had his way, people like you would be able to be in charge without this bullshit. And which is why I'm on Team Flint.
Claims to have been to Skeleton Island and can show us the way. If that very old man over there can get us there, why are we still standing here?
I'm worried about Jack's chances. Everything seems to be against him. Oh, poor guy. But the convergence on Skeleton Island is happening. Everyone's going there. The paths are crossing.
A man of her choosing, and she wants me to be his wife.
His wife?
Great delivery.
He said no to Marion Guthrie's plan. because I refuse to situate a man in a position where he might interfere one day with my ability to repair things with you.
Interesting that we've swung back round to this. Max, like, her journey started with wanting to just leave with Eleanor. Like, fuck all this, we're what's important. And then she sort of converted back, well, not back to, but she went back to the way of, like, trying to be, like, civilization, or her version of civilization, or fighting for all of that. And now we've come back round to, no, I just want to be with the person I love. Interesting.
The story, as it was recounted to me, is that Avery was the first Englishman to find the island. He and his crew of 44 arrive on sailing land. Avery finds the remains of all 31. Slaughtered, they ate each other alive.
Yeah.
Avery claimed to have said that the crew had refused to go inland to forage for food or for fresh water. That the first men in had returned, reporting sounds coming from the forest, like the voice of God, warning them to stay away.
Oh, it's giving me chills. But, you know, Flint can do that with a story. He's very good at it. I'm guessing he's going to try and use the island itself as a weapon. Which is such a Flint thing to do.
It's no accident that Billy chose it. Mr. Silver, I fear, is compromised in this regard.
Oh, here we go. Flint's dedication to the cause knows no ends. Guys. Fellas. Oh!
He won't put you out of it until he sees you for what you are. Go.
Is he just gonna sort of show Silver what's happening, I'm guessing?
Do you see it now?
Yep, there it is.
Do you see it?
Well, there goes the bromance.
I came in the hopes my presence might buy some time before you reacted to this news. And until I am able to remedy the situation.
The best men I have left. Their orders, in no uncertain terms, are to track Captain Flint and retrieve the cash.
What else did you tell them to do?
I cannot believe that Billy has caused pretty much all of this to happen.
I instructed them to kill Captain Flint.
Yep, there it is. Yep, of course that's where it's going to end. Of course it is. Fucking damn it. Oh, Billy, you fucker. Well, okay, the episode pretty much ended on the note I was expecting it to end on, unfortunately. But, you know, still 2 episodes to go. A lot might happen within those 2 episodes, so we'll see where that goes. But, yeah, I mean, I've been saying this for a while now, that I expected a divide to happen that would be just not repairable in some way, and I knew it would involve Marty in some way, and the relationship that Silver wants with Marty, and how that's going to be manipulated by others, and, you know, the writing was kind of on the wall for a while with that. But on top of that, on the Flint side of things, you know, Flint is dedicated to his cause, and, you know, everyone knows that. And obviously it doesn't take much for people to manipulate his partners against that idea when you threaten something more personal to them. And obviously Flint hasn't really got a personal thing left there. He is just so dedicated to his war, to his fight, to this progressive future that he wants, even though he knows it means taking people into a dark place in order to achieve it. You know, there's all that going on, and yeah, this was very much going to happen at some stage, and I was kind of expecting that this episode would end on the the beginning of that. I found the overall theme of this episode quite interesting though. Like, it was a big play on that whole idea of sort of people's values and like, what do you care more about? Like, your very personal, like your relationships with individuals, and like, is that what drives you? Is that what's important to you? Or is it like a bigger, the bigger picture sort of thing? Like, you're fighting for a cause or what you believe in and all that kind of stuff. Like, where do your lines get drawn and what do you actually care for at the end of the day? That seemed to be the big theme of this episode, and in terms of moving all the characters in to certain positions, like we have Max, who was presented with this like, sacrifice a lot of your core values and your chance to make your relationship with Anne better in pursuit of having power over Nassau and all of that stuff, which made me feel really bad for Max in that moment. Like, she has, you know, I've not always agreed with her. She's had an up and down journey for me, but in that moment I did really feel for, just like, this sucks. Like, she's in this impossible situation, and at the end of the day she made the choice that what is more important to her is her relationship with Anne, and that's what she wants at the end of the day. Even though she still wants those things, she wants Nassau to be a better place and she wants to have her stake in the world, but what's truly important to her is her relationship with Anna on a very individual, personal level, which is kind of how Max's journey started at the beginning of this whole thing. It was all about her part, and it was, she wanted her relationship with Eleanor to be what she wanted. She wanted Eleanor to see it as the same way she did, and it's interesting that we have kind of looped back round to that, and that was, yeah, I mean, I felt really bad for Max in that moment. Like, it was just awful on all fronts, but at least I think at least it pushed her into realizing what was important to her at the end of the day. Then we've got Jack still sort of chasing his dream of, you know, having a secure future, having his gems, having, I don't know where he lies on his legacy part of it right now. I think that conversation in the previous episode might have affected that part of it for him, but he's still pretty dedicated to the cause of, like, I want to set us up, I want to set up our future in a way that we can be secure and have a happy life and all of that stuff. So I don't know how he's going to factor into the skeleton island of it all. He's definitely going to be heading there. He's definitely going to be something that rocks the boat, and hopefully he teams up with Flint rather than tries to kill him, because yeah, Flint not in a good place right now. And obviously Silver is very much in the place of, I value Marty's life above all things, and don't underestimate what I will do in order to preserve that and to preserve us, our love for one another and her life. And that's clearly where he falls, and that's what's important to him. And then Billy, I don't know what's important to Billy anymore. Revenge, I suppose. Just like, I want Flint dead. I will do everything. I will manipulate everything that I can in order to get Flint dead. That's pretty much where Billy's at this point. Woodes Rodgers is like, I'm really enjoying Woodes Rodgers' performance. He's such, I don't know if it's the right way to describe it, but he's such a shell of his former self when we were first introduced to that character. He's like lost a lot, but he's also done things that I don't think he's particularly proud of, especially since it didn't bear the fruit that he was expecting. And yeah, it's a really good performance, how this slow sort of degrading of what he was when we first met him and where he is now. And yeah, it's a really good performance. But yeah, he's done some shit that I don't think he's really going to be able to walk away from. So I think his number's going to be up pretty soon. But we'll see where that goes. But we're here. We're on the Treasure Island. So we're definitely barreling towards that. And and obviously I've been saying this like on multiple episodes, is that I'm not super familiar with the Treasure Island story. It's been a very long time since I've sort of been there with that. But so I don't know how, like, to the original source material this is going to be keeping versus Black Sail's just doing its own setup rendition of that. I suppose once we get to the very end, people can let me know that stuff. But at the moment, Flint seems to be very much his own person. Everyone wants him dead. He's got a new partner in his plan because obviously he feels Silver is compromised. I do wonder how many of the other shipmates agree with Flint versus agree with Silver. Like, obviously the setup has been that Silver has been put into a position where all the pirates will just go with what he says, thanks to Billy and that whole scheme, and now Silver has just stepped into that role and is using it for his own purposes. But yeah, I do wonder if all of that crew who have been sent to recover the gems and to kill Flint, if there's going to be any leeway there, or if there's a long game being played. You can't discount this in this show. Like, Silver clearly pissed. Like, he needs that cash. That's what he knows he needs in order to save Marty's life. I just don't know if there's like some sort of long game he's playing. I just don't know what it is, or can't figure it out. Or if it's just, nope, it's as simple as this. He's gonna remove Flint. He's gonna kill him. Job done. Like, I can't be doing this anymore. Although I do find it interesting that Redbeard there was like, we can't kill each other because I'll get the blame either way. So I need to show him what you actually are for him to actually do what I've been telling him he needs to do. And that happened, and Flint just kind of went with it. Like, I thought it would behoove Flint more to kill him in that moment. Like, if he wants to get away with this secretly at all, even though it was going to be apparent, whatever the case. So maybe that's it. Maybe Flint just knew that once he realizes the chest is gone, he knows I've taken it, so it doesn't really matter in either case. But the best thing I can do in this moment is run off with the chest, bury it somewhere as quickly as we can and as discreetly so we can't find it. And then, if you kill me, you're not going to know where it is. It wouldn't surprise me if Flint kills the other guy who he's partnered up with in order to be the only one with the information, because clearly Flint is now probably thinking the part of the plan with the original burying of the treasure is that 3 people knew where it was. And those 3 people have different interests. So now maybe it's just best that I'm the only one who knows where it is. And so yeah, I can kind of see that that's where that's going. But it is also setting up the treasure island of these people have individual motivations for wanting that treasure. So obviously Silver wants it to free Marty. We'll see if that remains part of his cause, because obviously we don't know how that's going to pan out. Flint wants it for his war. Jack wants it to help secure Nassau in the way he envisions it. Rodgers wants it because he wants it, and it also secures his position of power. But yeah, it was a good episode. It was a good episode of, like I say, like chess movements of putting characters into the sort of the final positions for the grand finale, as it were. Like, I don't know if these next 2 episodes are just going to be essentially one long finale or what. I know the last episode is a little bit longer than a normal episode, so we'll see. I don't know what they're going to do. I feel like next time is obviously Jack arriving at Skeleton Island. We're going to see how that goes, and kind of drawing the final battle lines, I suppose. Like drawing the final who is falling in with who and where that's going to go. And then obviously the last episode will be boom, coming to a head. Characters who are going to die are probably going to die. I can imagine we're going to lose a few people. Yeah, it's just going to end on that note, like I've been saying that. Oh, and now Treasure Island begins. So yeah, I can see that's where we're going. But no, I really enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed the playing of that theme of just finding out what is important to all these characters in this moment, kind of thing, and just exploring that a little bit. And the show has done a very good job at, I think, putting the audience in a position of where do I stand? Like the main, like, without ignoring everything else that's going on, because there's lots of subplots and intricate character details going on. But the main, like, the headline act of the show is the relationship between Silver and Flint, and it's done a very good job at placing them in a place where I can see both of them. I can see what they're both doing in this moment, and it's very hard to go, well, I definitely agree with you versus I agree with you, because on the one hand, Silver is doing this out of love, seemingly, and, you know, that's a very, you know, a thing you can get on board with as an audience member. Like, he wants to protect this person he loves, and he wants that to be, you know, the happily ever after kind of thing, and, you know, as you can see that. I don't know if he made the right play. Obviously, Flint was willing to fight in that moment rather than to give over, but he ultimately wanted to try and save Marty's life. But you know, that was a whole thing. I still don't know how I feel about that moment. But that's what I mean in terms of the show doing a good job at playing with your mind in that way. But also, I see Flint and his idea, he did a very good job of explaining that, yes, I know what I'm proposing leads us into a dark place and there will be terror and it will be hard, but beyond that, there is going to be something better. I have to believe that. I can't believe that the world we inhabit is either just going to be this old guard, old-fashioned way of running things and or terror. There has to be something beyond that. I believe that I'm fighting for that better future. That better future might not include me. I might not be the person to rule it, but I think I've found people who can do it. And, you know, like I say, it puts you in a position of, I like both these guys. I kind of want them both to win, but I know that isn't possible. So, yeah, I think the show does an incredible job at really making you feel like there are multiple protagonists who want very different things. Good stuff. Enjoyed this episode. Again, as nervous and excited for this finale as it looms. Thank you for watching this episode, guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up button. Lets me know you liked it. Helps the video get seen by more people. Also, consider subscribing so you help the channel out overall, and I'll appreciate that a great deal, and you won't miss any future videos. But that's it for now. Like I say, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the next one.